All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. We are back live at the 2022 4th Annual Barry Hooey Memorial from the Leather Pocket in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Another great match. Eric Vargas, Garvey. Hopefully you guys got to at least see some of the first rack. Garvey ran out in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. And Eric's now had a successful break, so he'll have a look to see what he's going to start with. Are we back on YouTube as well?
We should be back on YouTube as well. Let me just confirm that. Yes, we are indeed. So make sure you guys are following along with both. We'll follow along with the chat as well if you guys have any questions. And if you're just tuned in, you're listening to Ben Francis here, sitting alongside my good pal Ryan Murray.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Looks like Eric has opted to take that 13 two-ball combination. So he's off and running with low ball. And I'd look to see him probably take care of that tied-up 6-ball off the 5-ball right now.
Right now, yeah, absolutely correct. We were alluding to this morning in the first round match this morning. You got to develop these problems as early as you can, so he's going to do it right now while he's still got some other balls hanging around. And the other matchup we got going on is Cass Burns going to be taking on Stephen Holem. Guaranteed to be a good one. Look at this shot.
Yeah, that was absolutely perfect.
And you see how he kind of landed on the 1 as well? That's why you play the breakout early. So you're not trying to land on the 6. You can possibly land on the 1 as well.
Yeah, if you wait too long, then you don't have any options.
So I think got to shoot the 6 here. He's just got to watch the rub on the 9. I don't think he can avoid the 9, so he just has to judge it. Yeah, just a little tickle of it, right?
Yeah. He's got perfect on the 3-ball, though.
So 3-7.
Yeah, I like that pattern of the 3-7-1 and leaving the 4 as the out ball.
Yeah, the 4 is a good out ball. And he may even, depending how he lands on the 7, go to the 4 and use the 1 as the out ball too. So either way should be fine here. If you're just tuning in, make sure you're sharing that stream lots for us. We are live on Facebook and YouTube for this match. And at the conclusion of this one, we'll have a short break, and then we'll be back for the winner's side final, which guarantees to be a barn burner. Stan Tarango taking on young Joseph Spence.
Yeah, I think he overdrew that a little bit, but he's still okay. He'll use the side rail to pop back over for the 4. He'll have a look at the 4 now. I don't think he likes the angle he's left himself on the 4, so.
I think he goes forward here, 2 rails.
Yeah.
But Eric's been known to kind of just draw these ones back more often than not.
Yeah, he likes the draw shot.
Yeah. I like going forward here. It takes the 12 completely out of play. Oh, he had enough angle to just slide across. That's much easier than either way. Yeah, I've definitely been known to go forward there more often than not. Use the extra rail.
And for anyone tuning in that doesn't know Mr. Vargas, he is a fantastic 9-ball and 8-ball player, and likes to mix it up for the dough as well. He doesn't mind putting the big money on the line. So
yeah, he's not shy to get in a game with an awkward spot too. I've seen him give up like the world.
Oh yeah.
And play some goofy ones, like he's playing one-handed and the other guy's playing with the rest.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
No, I heard about it though.
That was good entertainment. And it showed how incredibly smart Eric is, because he kept putting the guy on the rail.
So he couldn't use his rest. That's
like, it's so hard to put the rest on the rail and not get it to slide.
Back, yeah.
Yeah, and stand really far back. And I just thought it was genius. Eric really showed his knowledge there.
Yeah, so both players starting with a break and run. And it is very, very, very important to hold your serve in this alternating break format. It is a short race to 6 on the B side, so
Big shout out to Larry Walper, who put in a ton of work getting this event organized, and he bought these sweet trophies out of his own pocket. Super nice, super nice. And in between the next rack, I'll flash up the cup there as well. He's got a cup with the previous winners and runners-up names, which I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love that too.
Like when I first go in a new pool room, that I look for that kind of stuff, and I want to look and see, okay, who's won this, who's won that, and oh, there's a guy from 30 years ago, you know, a legend of the game, right?
Yeah, you see that a lot in the halls down in the United States, like you know, going back 50, 60 years. Some of the winners on those trophies. It's
Grant went to New York earlier in the year, and they went to the Karam room, where all of Sang Lee's trophies are, and he took some pictures, and oh my God, you could just stand there for like 2 hours looking at all the trophies. He's got like 300 trophies, like he won everything 6 times.
incredible. Well, he's, you know, important enough to the game that Predator named a line of cues after him.
That's right. That's right. And they're pretty cues. And they hit well. That's the cue I played with in Austria. We played with Alex Montpellier's Sang Lee, and it hits really nice. And another player just bought one too, John Savoy.
That's right, yeah.
John Savoy picked himself up Sang Lee, and he loves it too. It hits sweet.
Yeah, the points and butterfly work in that cue are pretty cool.
I've never been a huge fan of the butterflies because it's more of a snooker thing, but they're sweet in that cue. They look real nice. So Garvey makes a ball in the break, but this is a mess, right?
Yeah, this is it's going to take some navigating here.
I think he's contemplating shooting the 13 and then trying to get angle on the 14.
I think we
break some stuff.
Looked at like he liked the 7, so yeah.
Oh, and maybe the 5 squeaks between the 2 8. Kind of hard to tell. If that works, then he might be able to just kind of work these out without moving anything, assuming the 2 will go into this opposite side pocket.
Yeah, I'm wondering if if he plays the 5 ball off the 2 ball, and then that rubs the 15 and gets kind of in line with the 4. But I don't know. He's still got this. Oh, I guess the 3 ball must go because he's working this out.
Yeah, that makes sense to develop these down here first too, right? So you don't have to go up and down and try to pick a small window later on. So the 6, then the 5, and then we're going to find out if he can get on the 4 and shape the 2 to the opposite side pocket. I think it's doable.
I think so too. And he does have that 1 ball there as a bailout ball, so.
Yeah, like if he happened to land funny on the 4, he could always shoot the 1 first and try to regain the straightness.
Yeah, because he'll be on the right side to come back to that side of the table, so. Well, we're going to find out in a second here.
Yeah, and you'll notice Garvey, he doesn't take a lot of time making decisions or shooting the ball, which is very enjoyable pool to watch. And we've mentioned Eric a few times in his prowess, but Garvey's made a deep run through the A side here to get to this match. He just lost to Stan 9-4, which is obviously not an easy match for anyone. So he's playing good to make it to the final 6 here.
Yeah, he has done very well. Okay, so this is looking like he can stop from the 4 ball and play the 2 in the opposite side. So without moving anything.
Yeah, who would have thought that at the beginning of this track?
That's incredible, right? Like, that looked like just an absolute wasp nest over there.
Now, this is like 8 ball in a nutshell, though. And one of the reasons I love playing a lot of straight pool, you kind of start to see these patterns more where you're not moving anything. And when you do move something, it's very controlled, right?
No, and that's the key on these bar box tables. And I mean, he's hit that absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that's inch perfect. If he lands, you know, a little too straight on the 4, he's going to be too close to the 2. This way, he can get it a little bit away from the 2. What's that cue ball pretty much frozen on the side rail, though, so that's not a treat. And if you get a funny angle here, I mean, the 8 can become a bit tricky.
Yeah, he has only 1 pocket for that 2 ball, so there is no plan B here.
That's why you see him. He went over there. He's going to be very precise
And he still has to be wary of that 11 ball because we are playing the impeding foul ball.
Yeah, impeding ball rules. Yeah, so if he's bridging over the 11, and while he's stroking it, if he touches that 11, it's going to be a foul.
Oh, that was absolutely picture perfect.
Yeah, I don't think he could have done any better than that. And does he have the angle to go to this top rail? Or is he straight enough to kind of just hold this?
Yeah, I think he's just going to drop kind of below the 8 and play it up in the top right corner.
Yeah, I like that call. Oh,
But,
he did have the side.
He had the side. Okay, good.
Yeah, no.
And he powered that in there, too. He didn't feather that at all. He was not leaving the roll to chance.
So these gentlemen have started out pretty sporty. That's 3 break-in runs to start the match. And as I was mentioning, we got this really nice little, the Hooey Cup, the Hooey one-time cup. I like it. Larry went all out this year. Super nice to see.
And I'm glad Larry came down, too, and hosted this event because I got my chocolate-covered cheesecake bites from his wife, Michelle. I'll tell you right now, folks, if you've never tried one of those, you are missing out.
So you can see the previous winners there. Some luck suck last year won it.
Yeah, I don't know how that guy even got in the door, but
got lucky. Got lucky they even let me in, yeah.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. The gentleman sitting beside me, Ben Francis, can play this game.
Not this weekend, but at times.
He was struggling a little bit this weekend, but
this is such a deep field.
We play.
We got the worst possible draw that I've seen in quite a while. Not only that we got a bad draw, but that everybody else kind of got a good one. You know,
it was
like
so monster loaded our half of the draw.
It was very loaded in our top half. Yeah, but you know, champions are champions. They don't really let it shake them as much as it maybe shook me.
Yeah, no, you just play the table, right?
I'm like, I don't want to play Eric. Why do I always have to play Eric?
Yeah, Ben and I play a lot of one pocket down here, and I used to think myself a pretty good one pocket player until I ran into Mr. Francis, and he's a very, very tough win.
I've been seeing that game well too, but there's something with that. Like when I play 8-ball, I am just bored, stupid, you know. And when I play one pocket, I like get up for it, and so my brain is like constantly working, and it's easier to play good when you're like, you know, invested and focused.
Absolutely.
And I'm still trying to learn that game, so I feel like, you know, if I pay enough attention, I'm going to learn like a whole bunch every time I play it, right? Second ball from Eric here. Looks like he's really good at this break. One of the best in the country, if not the whole world, at snapping that second ball. As you can see, he does not let up.
And Eric breaks with the mez. He was actually asking me to trade for my BK Rush, and I'm not sure I'm going to do that unless he comes with a fistful of browns along with it. I don't know.
That's right. Yeah. About a fistful, yeah. And this break, I've always been a huge fan of the second ball break. I think it's very controlled. You scratch very, very rarely. Like I've kind of tested the odds, and it's somewhere in the range of a 1 in 50. For every 50 breaks I hit, I scratch once. Yeah. When I'm breaking head ball, it's like 1 in 10.
Exactly.
Or maybe 1 in 5.
Yeah.
Right, because it just gets kissed more.
Yeah, it gets punched all over.
But the second ball, it like never scratches. But there's always been this misconception that it's kind of a safety break to leave the balls contained. Well, they've never watched Eric hit it because he smashes it.
I know.
And sometimes the balls open up way better than they would if you crushed head ball.
Yeah, and I've tried to hit it like Eric does from the second ball break, and I usually have to yell for.
Yeah, look out.
So.
And then chase it across the room. You're like running, right?
It's crazy.
No, that's pretty common, trying to overhit that second ball and cue ball's flying off the table.
Looks like Eric's going to elect to try to slide this 9 ball past the 4 or just feather it out of the way. For anyone watching out there too, Eric Vargas is a gentleman that hosts a lot of Q raffles locally too.
Yeah, waffles.
Yeah, so have
The
a
old
look.
razzles.
Yeah, and I mean, we were talking to a gentleman earlier that's gotten 2 of them, and he got an air rush and a rush breaker.
Yeah.
And he spent a total of $100 to
I think
get
he's
those
got
2.
he's got a Predator up now, the blue one.
Yep, he's got the Predator 2
Yeah.
with the leather wrap and the new 314 330 inch. So have a look at that. I think it's only $30 a ticket or something. So yeah, tell your friends if they're looking to get into pool and they want to try to get it in there cheap.
Jason's got a good question here on the Facebook, and for anybody else, if you got questions like that, Ryan and I are always happy to answer with any information we have. The tip on our breakers, I play with the white diamond. I think they should ban it. It's way too good.
I play with a white diamond. I think they should ban it. It plays way too good.
And Eric plays, you'll find about 95% of players nowadays are playing with really hard plastic. It's just a really hard composite or really hard plastic. But
Yeah.
there is still the odd, like I know John Pompey switched his to hard leather.
Yeah, he likes the control of the hard leather.
Wants to grip it a little bit more. And he likes to break a lot of second ball.
Yes,
And you
does.
need that little grippiness. So
And Eric, I believe on his breaker, the tip is just whatever comes with the mez. I think it's still the original tip.
my kid just wandering around aimlessly between the tables.
Yeah. He's probably scrounging for food. He's kind of like a seagull.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's John Pompey Jr. over there.
Yeah, that kid can eat.
Pompey Jr.
He wasn't here 10 minutes this morning. He was like, hey, Dad, is it lunchtime
Is
yet?
it lunchtime?
He's a good kid.
The boy can eat, that's for sure. Growing boy, he eats like quite a bit more than most.
Man, he's sitting beside Grant and Steph's little guy. Is it Brandon?
Dylan.
Dylan.
It's handy they're the same age.
Yeah. And you should see these two play pool. I'm telling you right now, they are fearless. They spear that ball in from everywhere. I mean, they're 9 years old, can barely see over the table, and they're running out. It's awesome to watch. They are the future of the sport out here in Calgary.
That's right.
So they've got pretty good there. Looks like the 11 will pass the 4 ball into the bottom corner. And from that angle, I'd probably look for him to just kind of come over for the 12. Yeah, that's what he's looking at now. He's got to solve that problem. So
Steph. They're fighting each other over there. Sometimes you just gotta leave your kids at home, hey? Find a babysitter.
a couple of little tanks having a disagreement over
Well, they're 9, so they're violent. I was violent when I was 9 too. It's like, can we just wrestle? Or can we see who's tougher
there. Yeah, I
by
think,
slapping each other?
I think someone just got a poke in the eye over there.
I was kind of watching it unfold. I think like one of them punched one of them, and the other one slapped the other one. Good entertainment.
Yep.
Almost as entertaining as this match.
And Eric is going to try to slide this 12 ball up into the corner and has to be wary of the cross-side scratch because he's trying to get on the 13 and 15 ball over there. So.
And a question from Dean in the Facebook, is there a shot clock? No, absolutely not. Not at these kind of small, I would say smaller tournaments. It's not a pro tournament.
And really, we wouldn't really need it. Most of the guys are, they get down to business pretty quick.
Oh yeah, Garvey already saved us like 8 minutes because he ran the first rack in a minute and a half.
Yeah. But I mean, when it's down to the final 4 players here on or the final 6 players in the tournament, I mean, people are going to want to take a little extra time because a missed ball could be the difference of $200, $300, $400, right?
Absolutely. And you know, There is an extra angle in this match too, is that Eric doesn't have his name on that trophy yet.
Right.
And you know he wants it on there.
Absolutely.
There's a handful of guys that I know are fighting real hard to get their name on that trophy at some point, and I know it means a lot to them.
And I mean, Garvey wants to get into the next round of the B-side
Give me
and
some cash, he
pick
says.
himself up another $25 for headhunting Eric.
And a big scalp here it would be. And let me tell you, if Eric doesn't find a way out of this situation here, he's in giant trouble.
He really is.
Because he could be down 4-1 before he shoots again.
I think the only thing he's got is, I don't think he can slide below the 4 to play the safety, so he's going to have to attack here. He's looking at the 15 bank corner past the 6. And this is an all or nothing shot. That's what he's called, so.
Yeah, you can't, I mean, in some levels of this game, you can kind of leave the balls tied up and maybe play a little safety, but not against really smart players.
Yeah.
They'll never let you see the light of day ever again.
Absolutely.
Right? So I do like, in these situations, I try to get my balls in the open. If I am going to miss, I'm not going to leave them tied up because he's just going to put me in jail over and over. I'm almost better off trying to get them in the open. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Just beautiful. Pocket weight.
Like just slivered by the 6 too? He must have came within like a millimeter.
You couldn't have slid a zigzag white paper between those two.
That was like inch perfect to get by that 6 and held the cue ball absolutely perfectly. What a super out this would be. From where he was when this rack started, I thought
that's just
kind of brave to even go for the out, right?
Just an absolute pro out.
Still needs a rub on the 7. Got it. He got it. What an out.
He certainly did. And big deep breath from Eric there. He knows he came away there.
Yeah, he knows he brought it big time.
Wow. There we go. We have absolutely perfect pool so far. 4 breaking runs.
Yeah, and we would expect nothing less out of these gentlemen, that's for sure.
No, this is 8 ball of the highest level.
He says, do you get many viewers? We're going to get more now. After that, people are going to be phoning their friends saying, you guys got to tune into this match. They're perfect through 4. You guys want to watch perfect pool, this is where you can find it. For the rest of the day, we're going to have nothing but super, super high level pool.
I think one guy said, how does that Filipino guy play with one crossed eye so well?
And TJ Burns, he wants to know when Cass and Steven play. They're actually underway in the first game. They're on the other table. So I think, I mean, judging by this match, this one's going to be over in like, another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So at which point we do have the technology to kind of pan the camera up a little bit over there. And we'll catch that match too. So I think we're going to get to see the conclusion of both matches here.
Yeah, that's going to be a beauty over there as well. I mean, Cass is playing perfect, and so is Steven. So
yeah, Cass is playing perfect, and Steven is Steven.
Yeah. And if you think Steven's hard to beat on a 9-foot, play him on a 7x3.
Oh, he's just really, really tough on those tables. He just plays super smart, and the break is so big, right?
Yeah. And he has a terrific bar box break, one of the best.
He's got terrific everything break.
Yeah, he really does.
That's definitely his biggest asset in every game is his break.
And Garvey had another successful break and rolled in a high ball, so he's off and running again, and I don't see much to hinder him here. I mean, he's got the 10 ball, but he'll break that out with the 15, no problem.
If he even needs to break it.
If he even needs to break it
he
out.
might just be able to land underneath it there.
That's what he's looking at now.
I don't know if you risk trying to do that right now, though. Because it's a lot of distance to play that delicate, slow siding,
Yeah, and with the the angle he's got now on the 12, he can punch off the side rail to stay high on the 15.
Yeah, and then just draw
Just
over.
draw over into the
That's
10
right.
ball.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's the best. And he might not even have to punch this. He might just play it with like left siding, and it'll kind of straighten out. Yeah, just like this.
Yep.
Just that little touch of left siding straightens it out.
I think he's a little straighter than he would have liked to be, though. But maybe, as Ben has said earlier, maybe that 10 ball goes. He had a look at it before he shot the 12.
I think it does.
So he might just be drawing straight back off the 15.
Yeah, I think it goes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it must, yeah.
And the 8 is in a nice spot. So watch what happens here. He's going to judge the double kiss. It's going to double kiss the 4 and shoot the cue ball straight towards the 8. And he doesn't need to overhit it. He just needs to be able to see the 8.
And luckily for Garvey, I mean, that 8 ball goes in every pocket on the side of that table. So
See the double kiss? Just push it out there nicely.
perfect.
It's not often you're playing for a double kiss, but that was perfection.
Yeah, that was very well executed. And he'll now take this up into the corner and keep us at perfect pool. 3-2 for Mr. Garvey E.
Too good. Too good. Unbelievable pool these gentlemen are playing right now. Maybe we'll get to see the old Nick's jump cue in action at some point. Eric
Oh, that's
has
right.
been demoing it. Nick's Cue Innovation. Definitely give him a call, guys. And you don't have to be local. I know plenty of people that I've referred who actually shipped their cues for repair and whatnot, and he'll do the repairs and ship it back at a super cheap cost too.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, he's fixed cues that weren't fixable.
I saw one explode on the floor at Hidden Spot one day into like 8 pieces, and he put it back together and it hit better. It hit the same
and you
or
couldn't
better,
tell.
and you could barely tell.
Yeah.
And it was like splintered, like,
No,
I couldn't
he's-
believe it.
He's a genius.
and that was years ago. This is like 5 years ago.
When
So
he was starting out,
So
yeah.
he's way better now, but like even then, yeah, his attention to detail was something else.
And Nick spared no expense on building up his shop. He has state-of-the-art everything. Oh, there's the first chink in the armor, if you will.
I kind of almost jinxed it. I said it was 1 in 50, and it's 1 in 2. You just don't scratch on that break very often, right? You kind of see like the C's had to part. He comes off the second ball, off the left side rail, and everything just parts out of the way.
Yeah, well, and as Ben alluded to, though, when you play that break with that speed, look at how wide open this table is.
Yeah, this is, and for BCA rules, you can ball in hand anywhere. This is duck soup.
Yeah, this was over before it began, I think.
I think we could see Garvey on the hill in a matter of 6 or 7 minutes here. The way this has gone.
Yeah, that is the problem with high-level 8-ball on the bar box is if you do mess up on either your break or your opening shot or any shot for that matter, it usually costs you 2 racks.
Two racks.
So-
Yeah. And that's if you're lucky and it's alternate break.
Yeah.
If it's winter breaks, you sometimes just don't shoot again.
Yeah, usually I just go to the bar for a beer at that point.
That's right. So James Brinson just tuning in on the YouTube wants to know how Stan doing. He's doing good, and he's playing good.
Yeah, he's doing very well.
He'll be coming up in the Winterside final against young Joseph Spence. That'll be shortly after the conclusion of these 2 matches, the one we're watching here, as well as Stephen and Cass playing on the table behind this, and it looks like it's going to be 1-0 Cass.
Yeah, it looks like Cass is opening up the scoring. He's got a good shot for the 8-ball here.
So we'll keep an eye on that one. I imagine this match will finish sooner, and then we'll pan the camera over there to that one.
Garvey's just having a look here. He's got too many options.
Sometimes it gets a little overwhelming.
But it looks like he's settled on taking the 7-ball, so...
My first glance was high ball.
I kind of like the high ball as well.
I'm quite surprised to see him shoot low ball here. I just think the 1 is in an awkward spot.
Yeah, I think I would have started with the 11 ball, but
Yeah, the 11 or the 9.
yeah,
I mean, everything else just leads so well to each other, right? I feel like you got to travel a little more shooting low ball here. I don't like the 1 or the 3.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Is that's a little funky over there.
Well, and I wonder if Eric is sitting there thinking the same thing.
And he's overrun this.
Yeah. I do wonder if Eric's sitting there thinking, hey, I might get away with one here.
Yeah, he came too low on that 4 ball. I mean, he should be okay, but he was certainly not looking to roll that far. He wanted to be more parallel with it.
And speaking of scratches on the break, Steven has scratched on the break against Cass over there in game 2. And the way Cass is playing, that could be 3-zip pretty quick over there.
Absolutely, and it's a pretty open table. He's just got to take care of this one little combo here on the high ball, and we'll have I'd put him at 75 to 95% to be out from there. So,
and I think I already answered Joel's question there. If we're showing Steven and Cass's match, we'll show it at the end of this match, assuming Cass doesn't, run away with it over there or something.
Okay, so Garvey's just going to take his medicine here and kind of punch over for that 3 ball up in the corner. I think he was hoping that to be his out ball, but I mean the 5 ball is still a good out ball.
And Matt on the Facebook wants to know best sub $1,000 US playing cue. I once again shamelessly gonna plug Predator.
Yeah.
They have such a wide variety of cues, and I mean some of the lower end cues, like you just pair a Sneaky Pete with a Revo and away you go, right?
Right.
Some of the Aspire cues I know play quite well too, so, and they're not overly priced, right?
No, I mean, a lot of people are playing with the lower end road line cues with the Revo shaft.
That's right. As long as you got the Revo shaft, you're good to go.
And you'll have to go down and test hit a couple because they do make it in 3 different sizes. So you'll have to find which works for you. If you like more of the pro taper, then you'll probably like the 11/8. If you like a little thicker taper and a little stiffer for the bar box, you'll like the 12/9, but I think most people are more than happy with the 12/4. It plays good on the 9-foot. I think that's what you play with it.
I love the 12/4. Yeah,
exactly.
I think it's the best performing shaft there ever has been. So impeding ball rule again here. You cannot touch the 12. What a stroke.
Wow, man, these guys are just on fire.
Yeah, this has been some super pool.
He's going to want to be careful here. He's a little high on the 5 ball, so he's going to have to come off the rail and out. And he just wants to make sure he gets his speed right here.
This is some traffic to navigate, right?
Yeah.
You got to get like around the 9, I think, is the play. And miss the 13.
Yeah, I like the 2 rails around. I mean, generally you don't try to move that cue ball that much, but...
Or how about this gap? This is probably the safer gap. Just play the 2 rails, but
you'll have to
take
hit that
some
with
distance, right?
Probably have to hit that with a bit of inside spin to hold that to come.
Yeah, hard to judge the angle from here. I think he's in a pretty tricky spot.
I think so too. He meant to come down a little lower on that 5 ball.
8 ball is super funny like this, You can do all the work, you can make all the good shots, and you can have a good looking shot, and it's a nightmare sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to power this in and come off that back rail straight up, so.
Oh, he's going around. Look out, 13 ball.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Got the gap.
Get yourself a lottery ticket on that shot, that's for sure.
That was good. I think he probably knew that he was going to rub one of those balls, and that's why he played it at the speed he did.
Yeah, he played it at pace enough that if he did catch one of those balls, he pops it out of the way. So,
but it definitely wasn't 100% controlled, you know what I mean? Nonetheless, nobody asked how. They just asked if.
Yep, and he's breaking to get to the hill now.
4-2, and he hasn't missed a ball yet.
Nope, he's playing perfect.
Yeah, perfect pool through 6 racks for these guys, other than the scratch on the break for Eric.
And I'll tell you, when you're playing Eric Vargas, you have to play perfect.
That's right. I'll give another shout out to somebody who works hard at all these events. Steph Toy there sitting next to Barry at the hockey game. Steph does amazing tournament director work for these events.
Yeah, she's kept this thing just moving along on time the whole time.
I think she's the best tournament director we have.
Absolutely. I'd have to agree.
Yeah, they always run super smooth. Of course, she's super friendly. She's got really neat writing, which helps.
Yeah, you can actually read the board.
Yep.
It looks like Cass ran that rack out, so we got a 2-0 lead for Cass over Stephen Holm as well.
And breaking.
Breaking.
Let's see what he's got in the tank. He's making balls.
Yeah, they are dropping off like flies.
Well, somewhat tricky out there, so we'll keep you guys updated on that as well.
And we got Garvey to break off here.
Oh, he went to the second ball?
He hit a second ball break. That's the first time he's done that.
Well, I don't know why he would change what he was doing.
He was making 2 balls on every break.
Was he, or did he just mishit it? Curious.
Yeah, it is a bit of a mess there, though, now. Yeah, Eric's shaking his head.
I think he just mishit it. But yeah, this is not ideal if you're in Eric's shoes. When you're down 4-2, it's really hard to like let your opponent try to run this one out.
Right.
Because what if they do?
Well, I do like the 3. Well, he's calling a no shot.
Safety.
Just a safety here.
I'm going to roll this one and let Garvey figure it out. This is like Eric's jam right here.
Yeah.
This is what Eric lives for, is these racks. Maybe one of the best in the whole world at grinding these 8-ball racks like this.
He's so patient.
Yeah, extremely patient.
It's actually almost hard to watch sometimes.
Oh, yeah. It can be. It can be.
But yeah, he usually comes out the victor.
So let's see, what could he do here? Possibly play low ball. I actually don't hate it. I mean, he could open with the 1. He could use the 6 to maybe develop some balls.
Yeah.
He's kind of got control of that pocket. That upper left, which they're both going to need, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised if he elects just to kind of snub off the side of that 6 and leave it up by the 12. Because I don't think the 12 passes the 11. And then Eric would have a really weird off-angle 2-ball combo or a back cut on the 13 to nowhere. I mean,
what about just push the 3 into the cluster and freeze on the 15?
That's
another shot too.
I wouldn't get to. Well, he's going after it. I don't understand why at this point, but
well, if he could have seen the 6, which I don't think he can,
no,
then he might have been able to bank the 5 and just break everything out, right? Not happening now.
No, I mean, that 7's going to jam on the 8.
It's hard to get them all in the open.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get the 7 out, the 8 out. You got to make sure the 10 doesn't plug the 3. Like, there's so much going on, right?
Yeah, he's going to just try to make a kick onto the 4-2 here and try to.
I think this one's going to slide. Oh, he played it with spin. Oh, what a great shot that was.
This.
What a great shot. Best thing you can do in those situations is make your opponent's balls, right?
Yeah, and I mean, he's put that cue ball, just dug it in there like a tick.
You see the look on Eric's face, though? He loves this. He's like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people would be up there shaking their head going, oh, what have I got myself into? And Eric's going, I live for this. This is why I wake up in the morning, he's thinking. Like, not one grimace, not one, slight shake of the head, nothing. He was just like, I am happy to be here.
Yeah, if you're wondering what he attempted there, he was just trying to tie up the 12 and the 4 ball.
Mm-hmm. Quite happy to tie up as many balls as he can right now.
I don't like Eric's chances now.
No, he's...
If Garvey gets on this ball right, he can break out the 3 ball or the 5-7, so...
Although, if this goes wrong, then he's at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah, he's... I think he's come too straight on the 2 ball here.
I don't think you try to break the 3 here.
No, I think
You try to break the 5, 7, 8. I do think he has enough angle for that.
he was stunned playing that to run that into the 7-5, not into the 3. So, oh, he still was able to force the angle. He didn't come out very well, but
I don't think he hit it quite how he would have liked.
yeah, he really had to force that because he got a little straighter than he wanted to.
Yeah, Stephen Roberts just noticed that there's been 6 games and they've all been 1 inning. This will be the first game we've seen multiple innings. Eric already having shot twice.
Yeah, he was able to pop that 3 out there, though. So he'll play safe here. He'll just kind of roll underneath the 12, I believe.
He's definitely the underdog in this rack now.
Yeah, he pushed that 3 over to the 11. That's way too far.
Yeah, the 7 still banks, but the 3 is no good.
Because even if it comes down to last ball, Eric will just play that 13 into the 7-14 and keep them wired behind there and just pick them apart.
Yeah, you'll see Eric like trying to find ways to make the 3 or the 4 while leaving the 7 in jail, right?
I don't like that play.
Yeah,
I think I would have liked to, or looked to tie up balls.
Eric's going to make the 3 here, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah,
I mentioned earlier, he's going to look for ways to make the 3 and the 4, and that's what he's doing here. Oh, don't scratch, though. Oof. That could have went wrong.
that could have went real wrong.
Yeah, if he gave up ball in hand there, Garvey could shoot the 4 and break the 7.
Yeah,
While having the 3 over the hole, you know.
Yeah, that was risky business, that's for sure.
That was pretty brave, yeah. Oh, very nice touch from Garvey there. Those shots are super hard. Yeah, 3 ball got the rail.
Yeah, Eric just asking if the 3 ball caught the horn there.
It's worth a question. You never know. Maybe your opponent just picks up the cue ball and goes, hey.
Yep.
I'm sure it's happened before. Oh, I was waiting for this question in the YouTube. Rob Boone says, is Garvey any relation to Sean? No.
No.
But I made that joke earlier, too, that Garvey was maybe his dad. No relation. Kind of like the Fishers, right? Allison and Kelly, 0 relation.
0 relation.
But what are the odds? They're both world snooker champions.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play either of them.
Not without the 5 and out.
Yeah. Yeah, if I get 5 on the wire to 9 and the Orange Crush,
Yeah. Send me
Tails.
the Orange Crush, and I'll call it tails. Yeah.
Garvey's just going to look to tie something up here. Probably put the cue ball back in behind the 8 and 14. Even if he pots there, it's 12 ball. That's actually beneficial for him. But Eric has put that 13 in an absolute perfect location to break his 14 out. So Garvey's really got to be methodical here.
Yeah, that shot, I'm sure Eric was trying to make the ball, but he knew if he didn't, he was going to hang in a nice spot. And his thought was, after he made the 13, he was going to combo in the 3 for sure, right?
Yeah.
Garvey's going to try to overtake that pocket up there, which looked to put that ball in not a bad spot for him, actually.
Yeah, not bad at all. He's got options now to get off that 4 ball into the 7 and 8 there.
Yeah, and what can end up happening is he could play like into the 7, breaking the balls out and still leaving Eric's 14 contained, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Because I'm pretty sure Eric's going to roll in the combo, like try to make the 3 here.
I don't know.
It's not a hanger, right?
Yeah, it's
Looks deceiving on the camera.
that 3 ball is frozen to the horn, so
Yeah, you gotta like cut it in. That's not easy at all. Tricky spot. Kind of nice to see a game like this after they run the first 6 racks, right? He's getting a little bored.
That's what he's going to do, but he's got to hit this real good.
Well, it could double kiss in there too, I suppose, right? Oh, you hit it good.
Yeah.
It's okay to leave some of the 4. I mean, Garvey still has to play perfect shape and then make a really good bank and shape the 8.
Yeah, well, Eric made sure he got the cue ball onto the same side of the table as the 4 ball so that when Garvey makes contact with the 4 ball, the cue ball's going away from that pack. So, I mean, he's got to almost come 3 rails around now, or 4 rails to even have to sniff at that breakout.
I think just right here, right where he's looking, and then he can bank the 7 in the side. I mean, the bank has been there the whole time, and Eric knew it too.
Yeah.
And that's why he was trying to avoid leaving the 4.
Well, that's what he's opting to do.
I think this is perfect. I think he's landed perfect.
Yeah, he's going to have to...
No, looking at the camera,
I think
camera angle, no.
Too tight.
Yeah, you can't really avoid the double kiss here, and I don't think you can draw it enough to make it. Usually you could load this up with draw, but I don't think so.
I mean, you can... If he had a little bit more of a gap behind the 7, he could twist that 7 around.
Yeah, and avoid the double kiss. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think he can.
I don't think he has the space.
Well,
So you probably just roll this 7 onto the rail.
yeah, the problem with that, though, is you're absolute dead meat. I might rather try to, like, 2-rail it in the bottom left.
Well, he's got the effort. That's true. But that is definitely giving up the game because he's going to have to hit it hard. He'll break the 8 out.
But I think rolling this ball and leaving it there is giving up the game, too, right?
Yeah.
You kind of, like, you're hoping Eric has a brain fart.
Maybe you can cross bank it and hinder the 11, but again, you have to get the speed just right.
I tell players all the time, you get down and you know this bank doesn't go, right? You know you can't twist it. You know you can't avoid the double kiss. How many times do you just try to shoot it anyway? You're like, oh, maybe this time. You know, I've seen it go wrong 100 times in a row, but maybe this time I'll avoid the double kiss.
Yeah.
Like, just don't play it.
Yeah, just don't play it.
If you know that it's not going to work, don't
But
do
he's
it.
called it. He's called it. See? Double kiss all day.
Because there has to be something better than a shot that just absolutely does not work, right?
Right.
If it just doesn't work, there's got to be something better. And it might have been just leave the 7 there.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been a better shot than the one that he played.
Because he's just opened everything up now.
Well, the 14, I don't think the 14 passes the 8.
No, but he's got the 13 there to rub the 14.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he'd love to do it soon. Yeah, it'll be a nice time to do it next. Because then if the rub goes wrong, he's still on the 11, right? I don't know. It must go. It must go by the 8.
Yeah, he's playing as if it does.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say 0 chance that he would have played it this way if it didn't go by.
Yeah, he's perfect.
And the score in Steven's match, somebody asking, looks like it's about to be 2-2, and it is indeed. And this is about to be 4-3 with Eric breaking. Could tighten this one right up here. And Eric goes for a little washroom break, so I'll put up a couple more posters in between racks here. We got a couple good ones, Barry in there.
A good picture of Steph in the front. That's our tournament director.
Yeah, Grant in the back there on the left side, Hooey. This was at a tournament. You can actually see Hooey's daughter in the background there, too, between Ryan and Barry. This was at, I believe, a fundraiser tournament where he cut off the rat tail for Christy Greenlee.
Oh, is that the one?
Yeah, yeah. And if my memory serves me correct, it was something like, if we could get to $1,000, like donated, that he would do it.
Okay.
And Jackson went around with like a little box, and it was like less than half an hour.
Really?
Oh yeah, like somebody gave 300 right away, and like 50 here, 50 there, and it was like 1,000 right away.
Just goes to show the people down here in the Calgary pool scene or Alberta pool scene, eh?
Oh, amazing stuff. And it was super cool. Because he loved that little rat tail.
Yeah, I've noticed. You walk into the pool hall here, it's everyone. It's like being Norm at Cheers.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows your name. Everyone's glad to see you.
That's right. Yeah, it's such a friendly scene around here. And I've been to a lot of other pool scenes, and they're not all like this.
No, that's for sure.
Very few are. So, as predicted, and I figured this would happen, is Joe is over here on this 9-foot stream table trying to figure out the break.
Yes, he certainly is. And that's what separates the champs from the, not insulting anyone, but the champs from the chumps.
From the chumps.
Yep,
That's right. Yeah, these guys are dedicated. And Stan is over there hitting balls too.
Yeah, that is going to be a fun match to watch.
Oh, wow. Yeah, is it ever? That'll be coming up at the conclusion of this one and the other B-side match that's going on between Steven and Cass Burns, which is at 2-2 currently with Steven at the table.
Here comes Eric's break. And he's made that wing ball again.
There's a ball that Corey Duel plays on that break, and Eric's made it twice already.
Yep.
It's a bank side.
The bank side ball,
It
yep.
goes all the time. Corey plays it to perfection. It's the only ball he makes.
Corey is so
And
good at
soft
breaking
and-
that they've actually outlawed his break.
They had to make rules about every game.
Yeah.
8 ball, 9 ball, 10 ball. Every game he's played, he's made them change the break rules,
Yeah, exactly.
which is
So,
genius.
yeah, when you talk about Shane Van Boning having the best break in the game, I mean, he's up there, but I kind of got to give it to the Prince of Pool when you start having to change rules.
Yeah, like Shane's got the biggest break.
Oh, he certainly does.
Corey's got the most calculated
Yeah.
by far.
And I'm a huge fan of Wu Cha Ching, too, from, he has just an absolute sledgehammer.
Yeah, Wu's
9
got
ball
a big
break.
one too, yeah. Actually, the other Wu Kun Lin, he's got a huge one too.
Yeah.
Jeff DeLuna.
Oh, my God, Jeff jumps out of his pants.
Roberto Gomez. Roberto's funny. His hand like comes above his head,
Oh, I know, eh?
behind his head, and then
Yeah,
it's like a golf swing.
Lays into it for sure. Superman. Well, it looks like Eric has solved this rack right from the get-go. So
Yeah, this one laid out really nice after the break. Look out. Oh, he might have got away with it there.
yeah, he was.
He's trying to go into the 5.
Yeah, look at the smile. He knows he got lucky there. So he's just going to take a little bit of a deep breath and have a look here and reset. But, I mean,
Oh, he doesn't like the angle on the 10. It's too steep.
yeah, he'd.
The 9 is no good because you're going into the 3 with the cue ball. The 11 is no good because you're going into the 1 with the cue ball. Like, this is awkward angle on every ball, right?
Yeah, this is kind of a disastrous layout.
It sucks when you can see 3 balls and none of them are a good option.
The nice thing, though, with the going from the 11 and jamming on the 1, I think it opens that window for the 9 in the corner. I think he's able to hold it there for that, but
And he may even just flick off the 1 and try to come back out to middle where he pointed there, and that way he's on the 12 or the 9.
well, he's gonna have to. I mean, I don't like the back cut on that 10 ball down to the corner from there.
No, this is a tricky one to control the cue ball.
But that's what he's doing. He's gonna try to slide over.
Is he going into the 5?
He must be trying to. 'Cause
Yeah, I guess the 5 could slow the cue ball here. And it might not be as bad as it looks from the camera angle. What a
he
shot.
just rattled it, though. He got away with it. Very nicely done.
Oh, and this match has turned around pretty quick. It looked like Garvey might be up 5-2, and now all of a sudden it's going to be 4-4.
Yeah, that is high-level 8 ball at its best, folks.
Yeah, momentum is big, and it's all on Eric's side right now, so Garvey's going to be thinking about his break. He hit the last break not so well.
He's just going to stun back out for the 12 ball. He's left himself perfect angle just to slide back off that long rail back over to the 8 ball. Just hit this with a little bit of draw. Textbook.
And he made that rack look fairly easy after one missed positional shot. 4-4 tie, ball game, racing to 6.
Yeah, we are tied all around the room. It doesn't get any better than this.
Actually, Edmonton last weekend, I don't know if I've ever played a tournament where there was so many close matches. It was the craziest thing. Like, every match was hill-hill.
Yeah.
And you look, and there's 6 matches playing, and they're all hill-hill. Like,
yeah, I was watching a few of them.
Wow, it was unreal.
A great pool again.
Speaking of great pool, the Predator World 8-Ball Championship coming up November 19th to the 22nd in Puerto Rico. 128 players battling it out for $250K in the middle. And we got young Stephen Holem heading over there. Must be leaving, let's see, today's the 13th, 5 days he'll be headed out, so Friday?
Yeah, I think he was saying he was leaving
Thursday,
Friday.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we had another friend of ours, Joanne Ashton, was heading up that way, but she's fallen ill. So
yeah, that seems to be the common theme. Like, it's going around, right?
Yeah,
it's flu season in Canada.
Unfortunate, and we wish her well. So, and we'll see her at the next one, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's gut wrenching, you know. Like, and I've always been a huge Joanne Poole fan, you know, because she's one of Canada's best players, right? And my roots are British, so of course the accent makes her easier to like, right?
Yeah.
But it's pretty gut wrenching when you're headed to something like that and you're practicing, you're ready, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So we feel her pain. I'm sure she'll be feeling better soon, and there's always next year, right?
Yep, absolutely. And Garvey's just having a look at what he's going to do here.
Does the 13 squeeze between the 4-5?
Oh, Cass has just hung his last ball and perfect on the 8 ball. He was concentrating a little bit more on shape than potting.
And after 2-0 for Cass,
yeah,
little grin on Steven's face there coming to the table.
Yeah, he knows he got away with one there.
Great shot from Garvey here. As I was wondering if the 13 passed those balls, it sure did. And now he's got everything in the open here. I think I like what he's doing here, just because he was a little off angle on the 15. Better to roll the 9 and keep the risk level to a minimum. So this way is very low risk.
Yeah,
it's 12, 11, 14, 15.
He handled that well.
Or he could go 12, 11, 15, 14. That's probably better. 14 leads to the 8 from everywhere.
From everywhere, yeah. I think that's...
Except horn hooked. Doesn't lead there from horn hooked.
Don't be putting that voodoo on him. He'll listen to this and slash your tires the next time he's in town.
Yeah, because he knows secretly I am rooting for Eric. I'm always totally unbiased.
Yeah, I just
with the commentary.
Pool.
Oh yeah, for sure, me too. And close matches, I always want to just be close. I just love sweating pool, so.
Yeah. I don't know. Can he see that 15, or is he now taking his out ball? Because the 11 certainly doesn't pass the 8.
He's shooting the 14. The 15's not the worst out ball. Definitely works. Oh my goodness, Steven just missed.
Wow.
Pretty easy ball. Oh, and he
concedes. He's not supposed to be doing that.
Oh, and Cass looks right over here too.
We did have a no concede rule.
So he won't take the extra game because it's his friend?
Yeah, and Cass is a gentleman of the sport, but that could
have... the whole room looked over here after that.
Yeah, that could have cost Steven a rack.
Yeah, it would be within Cass's rights to take an extra rack for that, because we did have a meeting about it. But I have noticed that in other tournaments where they had this rule, where like if I was playing Eric or something, it wasn't a big deal, I actually joked with Pei Pompey because he started walking to the table yesterday when I was on the 8. I'm like, you okay, John? Your leg's sore or something? And then I roll the 8 in, and then I marked 2 games on my score just to joke with him.
Yeah.
He looks over, it's like 2 games, and then I just move it back.
Yeah, he knew, though. He's like, you could have left it there. Yeah, we do not, don't take kindly to any sharking of any kind. And, you know, I know some of you are thinking, well, he's just, you know, being gentlemanly about it. But, yeah, some people take it as a show of respect of your game. But other people want to shoot everything
They want to shoot the
because
ball. Yeah.
if you're not shooting 9 balls in there or 8 balls and they're giving them to you all the time, when you come to shoot an 8 ball, you miss it, or a 9 ball sometimes.
So, and I'm not going to say Steven was doing it this time, but here is an exact situation, is he just got up and broke. So he never had to go sit back down in his chair and watch Cass shoot 2 balls, and like you're kind of tortured watching him shoot these balls. Instead, you just get up and break, and now you're right back to work shooting balls and patterning a table.
Exactly.
You never had to sit there and stew on it, right?
Right.
Which can do things, as we all know. Pools definitely played between the ears, right?
Yep, and Cass is very good at that mental game as well, so he would have taken his time.
Might have taken a little longer.
Yeah,
That's
he would have
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, he would have let Steven sweat that a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So maybe a little different if it was Cass's break instead of Steven's there. And then it kind of would have been more within reason to give him the balls. Like it would have been okay not sharking or not seeming to be sharking. I'm sure it was definitely not that, but it could be seen that way.
absolutely.
And so Garvey over here, he tried to get on the 11 first, but he didn't. But he's made a really good shot on the 15.
Yeah, and he's in perfect shape to just shoot that gap between the 6-3 too for the 8 ball. So he may even just draw into the 1.
I like drawing to the 1. Yeah, I like that. It's hard for it to go wrong. As long as you pot the ball, right? This is like the only way it can go wrong.
Yeah, and he's going to have to slow roll this because he's pretty straight.
And be very careful. You don't want to pot this and foul. You lose the game.
Yeah.
Impeding ball again. And
Yeah, that's right. So if he touches the ball and makes the 8, it's a loss of
It's a loss of game, yeah. This is a big 3 ball too. Gotta say, super still is what it, oh, did it move?
I think he touched that 3 ball.
I thought he touched it. Oh, he even looked over at us like
Yeah,
he thought he did
knows.
too.
He knows he did. But we're not allowed to say anything. So.
No, it's not. It's not our place.
And it's decision to the shooter. He definitely touched that ball.
He did.
Without calling a ref, the shot goes to the shooter.
No, and we're talking about gentlemen of the sport, and Eric is definitely one of those. So he's not really one to call a ref there.
But,
He would just hope that his opponent would be honest if he thinks he touched it.
Yeah, and he definitely did. Ben and I looked at the delay here, and it definitely moved.
And maybe he didn't feel it or see it. And it's oftentimes you don't, right? Because your eye shouldn't really be on the 3 ball. Your eye should be on the 8 ball, right? Your eye shouldn't even be on the cue ball there. It should be past it. So it's possible that Garvey didn't even notice either.
Yeah. So we'll have Eric back up here to get it to Hill.
Yeah, let's see if he can come with a big break here. He needs it more than ever.
Yeah, and I have to believe that if Garvey thought he touched that 3 ball, he would have said something.
Oh,
He's a
absolutely.
gentleman in the
Absolutely.
sport as well. So
Well, the other factor is maybe it just hasn't come up in the tournament for him. And it's kind of like, well, we don't play those rules all the time.
Right.
So it might just be uncommon to even think about it, you know? Watch this break. He smashes the second ball with the best of them.
he's
No
scratched.
way. No way.
well, I'm certainly not trading them break cues now.
Now he needs 2 handfuls of brown bills.
Yeah.
I put the curse on him right away. 1 in 50.
Yep.
And he scratches like 2 in 5.
which is very uncharacteristic.
Yeah, honestly, you just don't see that very often.
And Garvey doesn't have too much work to do here. I mean, he's got a little bit of a funny cluster there, but it should be fairly easy to navigate.
BCA rules, so he's got ball in hand anywhere on the first
Right.
shot. Makes a world of difference. I actually have always been conflicted with this rule. Should you be punished that much for scratching on your break?
Right.
I think, you probably should. But then in some senses, 8-ball on the small table is a pretty easy game.
It would certainly change the dynamic of the game if you had to break it back up at the head string, or
Yeah, ball in
above
hand
the
behind the head string.
Yeah,
World of difference.
Absolutely.
In 9 out of 10 racks, it makes a world. And this rack in particular,
yeah.
that would make way big difference. Because he can get right in the meat of those tied up balls on the first shot.
Yeah, because in the other leagues, VNEA, and you are shooting up table.
Yeah, behind the head string,
Yeah.
which means he wouldn't be able to shoot the 13 or the 14.
Right.
No, he's going to get in here and develop these balls right away. See, he's looking at the 8 to see if he can make the 8 without ever moving it. Because then he can just pick off these stripes that are mostly all in the open.
Yeah, I think even after he takes the 15, it's hard to tell from this angle what that 9 ball might even go.
He might be flicking it right now, too.
Yeah, he may run
and try
into
to,
that.
set up a little combination or something. Looks like Steven has broken, ran out, so it is 3-3 over there. They're having a barn burner. That's a good one. We will pan the camera over there when this match is done. Let you guys watch that too. This is a big shot. This one shot right here is going to decide the match, I think. If he gets a good flick on this 9 ball, which I'm pretty sure is what he's doing, then it's a pretty good map, I think.
He's just got to be perfect. Yeah, he flicked that just right.
Yeah, I think the combo lay is not bad now.
And even if it doesn't, you make the 15 and the 9 goes now for sure, so.
Yeah, he could always shoot another ball if he had to, right? He's got the 11, the 13, the 14.
Yeah, he's in pretty good shape here, and that I can guarantee you the reason he did not touch that 8 ball is it goes past the 7-3 into the side and into the bottom corner, so.
And part of the reason he shot high ball, for sure, because he doesn't need to move those.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I would have to think if the 8 didn't go, he might contemplate low ball just to open it up, right?
I would agree with that 100%.
Cass has jumped the cue ball off the table on his break. What a huge moment that is.
Yeah, that was that second ball break that I was saying earlier. If you catch it just a little bit too strong,
Flew it.
yeah, you got to call 4.
So Steven with a chance to get to 4 and then be breaking to get on the hill. So those are big moments over there too. Couple of huge matches here. We're in the final 6. We're going to have the winner side final coming up after this. Stan the Man Taranjo taking on Joe Time Spence.
Yeah, I can't wait for that match. He's got away with it. He didn't want to run into that 14 ball, but he's okay. I think he's going to have to kind of take his medicine a little bit here because of running into that 14. Now he's going to have to either play the 14 off the 15, which I don't like because then it puts that up probably by the 2. Or he's going to have to take a shot on the 13 where he's got to go back and forth across the table a couple of times to get on the 12.
See, I like that. I like just taking the angle on the 13 and go back and forth. If you land closest straight on the 12, you'll be fine.
He hammered that in off the 15 ball, and
See that?
he has got lucky.
That, to me, is crazy.
That is dangerous.
Yeah, that's not always how you want to play 8-ball.
Because he could have easily messed up his 8 there.
Yeah, the 15 could have landed in absolute jail anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Pretty brave shot from Mr. Garvey. He's hitting the balls good.
Yeah.
Fearless, right? When you're hitting them good, you do become fearless. Because you just figure, well, if it lands somewhere funny, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, and
I'll
he
just
is on the
bank it.
hill, so he wants this over and done with right now. He does not want Eric to touch blue even one more time.
Yeah, and I mean, Garvey started out this match with 2 breaking runs, but his break has kind of let him down since then.
Yeah, well,
So
he switched. I don't know.
guarantee he does not want to be, breaking hill here. He just wants to get it over with now.
Yeah, that is one thing I've never really seen is once a player figures out the break, they never switch. But
Oh, he must have saw something we didn't.
yeah, we're not at the table exactly.
That's right. He might have just been mishitting it and kind of getting lucky, that it was working out well. Maybe that was the case, right? That's why he switched it.
Yeah. Well, he does not
Too
want to
straight.
get over that 3.
He might be a little straight and a
Yeah.
little elevated, and he needs to get relatively straight on the 12, or he can't have like almost any angle on the 12 is going to be really tough to negotiate.
Yeah, lucky for Garvey that 12 ball is down the rail just enough that it takes the scratch out of play. You can catch that horn. But this is not how he drew it up in his mind. You can guarantee that. He's going to have to... Yeah, he's going to have to go forward here. I don't think he's got the room to pinch that off the railing over, do you think?
No, I don't think so either. Like, you'd have to hammer it, right? And when you're elevated, it's harder to get that action.
Oh, that's exactly what he's trying, though.
Oh, he went below it. Oh, wow, what a shot.
Yeah, wow.
That's actually really well done. I didn't really contemplate playing it that way.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd come all the way back for the 9 ball or...
Yeah. This is good because if he lands close to straight on the 12,
Yeah, you can just
should
draw
be
straight
okay.
back for the 8.
yeah, I like coming underneath it too. No reason to get above it here.
No. Yeah, no reason to get fancy here.
But he does want to be precise. You've got to land pretty close to straight in.
He does not, when he draws this, he does not want to catch that bottom rail heavy either.
Could get a big bounce.
Yeah,
Yeah, this has been known to happen from this angle.
It's the kind of the same in golf. You catch that flyer, and it just sometimes it catches that rail funny and just takes off.
Yeah, just takes off. Oh, look at this dry break from Steven over there on the other table. We could have 4-4 over there pretty quick.
And it is wide open.
Yeah, like there's not a ball touching over there. So if Garvey gets out here, we're going to pan the camera over there to watch that one as well. Try to give you guys as much of the action as we can.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what he does. Yeah, see, caught too much of that rail.
Yeah, that one was always just a little tricky, right? Just a hair too much angle. Oh, this is not fun.
Yeah, and if he knew he had that angle, he would have been better off to hammer that and come topside, but he was trying to hold it below. So we are going to see a... You've got
Most
to be a
likely
bank
hill.
shot here.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to... It's the only way.
Yeah, to the corner too, right?
Yeah, you've got to control the 12 ball here.
To the corner where the 2 is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the only shot. And he might just make it. It's not the worst line,
No, it is a... I don't even think it'd be a full half ball hit on the 12, but and
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
close
double
to
kiss
half.
on it.
Yeah,
So,
definitely no double kiss for sure. And the cue ball's kind of coming natural the way he wants it.
yeah, naturally back towards the 8 ball.
Oh, look at this. Gary Spence on the Facebook calls the Bjornstad shot, the Dwayne Bjornstad double kiss bank corner. I like that shot in certain situations.
And it's funny, Dwayne Bjornstad's sitting right there watching
Yeah,
it.
he came to watch today. He was outside. He was just walking in. He said, "How's the matches going?" So, well, I think Stan just won, and Steven and Joe at 6-5, and he just starts shuffling inside. Oh, I got to get in and see that. I can't miss any of that, he says.
Okay, Garvey
He's cutting this ball.
I don't like that at all.
No, I'm not a huge fan. It's kind of a flyer, right? So he's got to be breaking the 8 out.
And anything can happen here.
My goodness, what a shot. But
What?
Oh, and Eric holds up his hand like to slow down the 3 ball with the force so that it kept the bank side blocked.
Yeah. I thought that was a rule too. No using the force.
Yeah, no use of the force, especially the dark force.
I think he's got the bank though, but
I think the 3 is just out of the way. Actually, let me take another look here.
tell you, to cut that ball from that angle up the table was a heck of a shot.
And get into the 8 ball with the cue ball. Yeah, that was a super shot. Oh, this may be. You know what? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it does not go. Let's see where he points here. No, he can't cut it that much, can he?
There's no way.
No, it doesn't go. Does not go. So Eric's use of the force was strong.
I mean, he could straighten it out a little bit and come under the 3 for the second, the 2 bank in the same side as the 8 ball's on now, but I don't even know if that's on.
Yeah, no, I don't think that shot is available.
And being that he's below the 8 ball, there's no shot for a kick off the rail into the 8. So
yeah, I think, I mean, if this is even semi-close, then he probably has to go for it.
yeah, the only other thing you could call here is to intentionally play the bank off the 3 and try it up in the corner. I mean,
Yeah, you could play it into the
it's-
slower right, yeah.
it's a gamble either way. Like, I don't think this 8 ball goes.
I mean, another factor here is he's definitely hampered by the 6. Like, he has to elevate over the 6, makes it quite a bit harder, too.
Yeah, you're already jacked up on the 8, so
Yeah, it's like, look at this. This is awkward cueing. Really awkward cueing.
and keep in mind, folks, he cannot touch any of those other balls.
Or he can, as long as nobody sees it.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't notice and his opponent doesn't notice, then it's okay. And I don't think either one of them did in that
No.
previous game. Joel with the great question. This Joel on the Facebook, he knows what's up. Who breaks next, right? That's all that matters here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's Garvey.
Yeah. Well, he's called his shot. He's going bank corner. Down here by the 1 ball.
Yeah, I think that's the only play really, right? Bankside doesn't go. Oh, he missed the
missed
entire ball. Wow.
Eric jumped out of his seat like he was sitting on spikes. He's just confirming with his opponent that it is indeed a ball in hand.
Yeah, it's always good to confirm that before you go pick it up.
Yeah, right.
And give them ball in hand. I'm sure Eric would have loved if he had broke that 7-0 for him. Oh, he tickled it just.
That could have gone real bad there.
He almost found the same line that Garvey found, right between it not moving any.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, 3 first here, back and forth across for the, or sorry, 7 first here.
Yeah, 7
back
first
and,
here for
back
sure.
and forth across for the 3. Touch of inside. Just to avoid the 8. Doesn't need to hammer it. See his good speed because he wants a little angle on the 3. He's overrun it a touch, but I think he's okay. No, he's absolutely perfect. Sometimes you can tell by the way he struts.
Yeah, when he starts to speed up,
And the facial expressions, right? You know if he's in line or not. And we're going to have a hill match here. There's been so many close matches. It's 4-4 with Steven and Cass over there.
yeah, unreal.
Oh, yeah, this has been a treat. Guys like Eric, they never let these opportunities slip away. Like, never. 0% of the time. Always take advantage when they get a free life, you know?
Absolutely. And that's the trick. When your opponent misses, you need to punish him.
And Garvey's going to be under some pressure here on this break because he's going to know he already had a chance to close this one out.
And how often does it work that way where you don't get out and you're sitting in the corner having a cold beer after wondering where it went wrong?
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but I wouldn't be in shock if he got like a weird kiss in the cue ball scratch or something on this break, right? It just seems to be a common theme for when you had a chance and blew it, you know?
Absolutely. No, you need to 100%. Actually, he's just having a look now. He's going to try to see where he went wrong there.
He tried to kick it, eh? He had enough room to kick it.
Yeah, he did have enough room to kick it down to the corner.
Crazy. You're actually not supposed to do that. Just for everybody out there that is curious about rules and whatnot. You're not supposed to practice in the middle of a match.
Yeah.
Whether your opponent's on a washroom break or not, you're not supposed to be practicing.
Yeah, it's just bad etiquette.
A little bit, but definitely just one of those unwritten rules. Well, it is written in some rules too, but Eric runs to the washroom, and Garvey is going to break to try to see if he can close it out this time. Definitely giving the fans what they want to see.
Yeah, we'll never complain about Hill matches.
Oh, definitely not.
A little sportsmanship there. They shake hands and ready to get off and running. And my man Joe Spence is headed back for his cues, and I'm back to the game table here to keep that arm warm.
Yeah, at the conclusion of this match, we'll probably pan the camera over and watch the end of the other B-side match. Oh, this is a huge break. What a time to come with a big one.
Right. Looks like he made one of each, and he is wide open.
Oh, still a little tricky. The 14-1 and the 8.
The 8 does definitely go on the side.
Yeah, and I think the 6 leads you there, right? And you're definitely shooting the combo first, if you can see
100%.
it. If he can see it, he's playing the 14-1 first. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
I think he's out here. I think he's out. Definitely, we've seen it all in this game, though.
Yeah, he's got to make sure that he comes out with enough angle to get on that 5 ball or the 6. If he gets too straight off that 14, he's going to have a real awkward shot.
And yeah, sorry, Joshi, just saw your comment there. Garvey, he is indeed from Moose Jaw.
Yeah, we've got a couple visitors from that neck of the woods.
So can he... Yeah, he can see this combo, okay. I thought maybe he couldn't see it and he was eyeing up something else, but...
Yeah, he's just making sure he comes back off table and doesn't end up on that rail. Yeah, just like that.
2 is very available into the upper right, and that kind of clears the way for the 7 ball later.
Yeah, because he can pretty much stop right there. He's got the 6, or he can come back a little for the 5. Yeah, the key there was just to make sure when he played that combo that he didn't end up on a rail.
I wonder if, I mean, it's hard to tell from the camera angle how available the window is to get on the 8 in the side. I'm curious if he's contemplating leaving the 5 so that he could play the 8 into the upper right.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a horrible idea.
So, and that might be why he's just taking an extra second here. He's trying to figure out how to pick off the other balls and get on the 5.
And I mean, once he clears this 2 ball, the 7, it looks like it does pass the 9 into this corner, and it would be available in the other side, I do believe.
I don't mind this pattern if the 7 doesn't go on the other side. He could play the 2, then the 5, then the 7 in the lower right. And then, I mean, the 6-2 isn't the worst out balls.
No, because he'd be coming into the right side of the 8 ball there, so.
Yeah, and yeah, the 6-3 there, I guess, is what I was referring to. But if he gets like anywhere close to straight on the 6, Then he could play the 3 into the opposite corner and kind of just draw down for the 8. We'll see what he does here. Oftentimes, pressure kind of clouds the judgment a little too, right?
It can.
But obviously, a pretty experienced player here, Garvey. He's played this game once or twice. And played it well this weekend.
Absolutely.
He's having a heck of a tournament, and if he knocks off Eric here, he's got to be pretty happy.
I think he's just looking at now where to fall on that 7. He doesn't want to force anything, so 5 to the 7. Because I think he came up a little bit shy of where he wanted to be.
Maybe just like almost a touch of right spin to cheat the angle a bit
cheat
and hold
that
it.
a bit.
Well, I mean, after he comes out of the gate and runs the first rack in a minute and a half. Now he's slowed down a little. It's hill, you better not run out in a minute and a half, right? You better be sure.
Well, the thing is, he does not want to be going too far away from his next shot, so.
It looks like Steven has hung his last ball to go on the hill first over there, so big moment for Cass. With that match being tied at 5, is he on the wrong side of this, Ryan, or is he okay?
Yeah, I think he's okay. The whole thing was he did not want to run into the 11 while shooting this 7 ball, and I'm not sure that.
Oh, okay, he's okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the 5 ball was the right angle, but he seemed to cheat it into the side and got fairly straight on the 7, so I think he can run through.
Yeah, and he wants to land as close to straight on the 6 as he can, so then when he pots his 6 ball, he'll play the 3 into the lower right as we're looking on the screen, and he looks to be pretty good here.
Yeah, I think he's good.
Touch of angle on the 3 would be nice anyway, and then you're not flirting with the 12 when you draw back.
Right. And we already seen him cut a ball up there like it was nothing anyway, so Garvey's not afraid to cut a ball.
Little angle. This is absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
He actually may have taken the 13 out of the equation here with this angle, too.
I think so, too, yeah. He's just going to pop off that rail, come straight across, and no further than probably center table.
Big shot here. The whole room has stopped to watch this finish because they know Eric was going to be one of the toughest ones to beat in this field. Garvey with this 8 ball to put him away. I wouldn't say a major upset, but an upset.
Well, it has to be said it's an upset. And that's it.
Garvey with a fantastic match.
Well
He played really well there, really
played.
well. So we're going to pan that camera over to... Let me just put up a poster so I don't make you guys sick while I move the camera around.
Yeah, and it won't be the greatest view, but
it'll get the job done, right?
Yeah.
We'll be able to see the action. And I'll have to update the scoreboard in a moment as well, so just bear with me for a second here.
yeah, so that's Cass at the table. He's looks like he's in really good shape here.
And I'm just going to update the scoreboard so you guys aren't confused about who's playing here. We got Steven Holem.
He did not mean to come all that way over for the 15 ball there when he shot that 10 into the corner.
Steven and Cass, and the score is 4-4.
Yeah, he's got to get on the 1 ball side of that 12, so he's going to punch this 15, I think, and this is missable.
Yeah.
He's just having a look up to the pool gods there, and
Has he contemplated the bank yet?
I don't think so.
No.
He's looking at either potting the 12 and 1 at the same time.
Oh, follow it in. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that better. Oh, yeah, he made it.
He got it too.
Yeah, that's a really smart shot because now he's opened the pocket for the 8.
Exactly.
And I believe it is Steven's break next, so we could just get another hill.
Can you believe this?
Good stuff.
Oh, he didn't hit that 14 very well at all.
Whoa. I would have never expected him to be way over there. And yeah, Wasey, Garvey does get a cool $25 cash for beating Eric there too.
He sure does. Oh no, Cass has hung it. He had to play a weird back cut angle there because he didn't hit the 14 ball the way he wanted. He got it a little heavy. He was hoping to come off that second rail back out to center table, and with hitting the 14 ball thick, it stayed on that rail, and yeah, he just...
Huge error.
That's...
Massive error.
That's death.
Yeah, almost guaranteed to be death.
And he is just sick with himself in his chair over there.
So how much you want to bet Steven just smashes this break?
Oh,
because he smells blood.
oh yeah.
There's blood in the water. And if you guys are just tuning in, we're going to have another match shortly after the conclusion of this one. We'll have a little break, 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're going to have the winner's side final. Joseph Spence taking on Stan Taranjo, guaranteed to be a good one.
And I'll guarantee you one universal thing in this room right now. Everyone wanted Steven gone.
That is true. That is true. They're like, couldn't he just go to Puerto Rico early? Because he is just so tough.
Yeah.
Oh.
Has he come up dry? He's come up dry.
Oh, the 3-ball too.
Oh, he did. He came up dry.
Unbelievable. Everything hanging.
Here we go. If he gets out here, then Cass is breaking on the hill.
But this is a real tough one. This is a tough one. Can he...
Oh, he can play...
does the 7 pass the 9? And can he shoot the 6 first? Those are my 2 questions. Can he shoot the green 6 first without elevating over the 5? I mean, you can't shoot stripes here, can you?
I don't know. I can't tell if he's got room between the 5 and the cue ball to take the 4 to the side.
Yeah, that's another good question, yeah.
But the stripes aren't horrible. I mean, he's only got...
1 breakout.
Yeah, he's got the 3 ball to deal with, but he could...
Or even a bank. Like, you could even bank that ball that's down there. I think it's very bankable. The 14 could shape you that bank, right?
Yeah.
Stripes might not be the worst option. You're right.
Oh, he could see all of the 2 ball.
Oh, and short side on the 7. What a shot. What a shot. Develops.
Oh, he's being a gentleman. I think he touched the 14 or the 5 ball.
Touch the 5.
The impeding ball.
Foul.
I love to see that.
Let's see it on the delay.
Oh, when he lifts his cue up.
So far after. Ouch. That was long after. Is that still impeding?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
That's not impeding.
Because it's so far after, right?
No, because he shoots the ball, and then when he lifts his cue up, that's when he touches it.
Yeah, it was like a late call. But maybe he just feels like it should be a foul anyway.
Yeah.
Just gonna watch the delay on the tablet. Look how late that was, right?
Still impeding.
It's still impeding. Okay,
Yeah.
we got the call from the tournament ref.
Yep.
Certified ref. Steven goes, here, have your chalk. You're not going to need this anymore, son.
No, but that is the epitome of sportsmanship there on Cass's behalf.
Yeah.
You know, to call a foul on yourself. I mean, there's only 2 games in the world you can do that, in golf and pool, and if you're honest enough, people do call a foul on themselves. So.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. You love to see it for sure. That's where the game needs to be at. if we're ever going to get anywhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And thanks, Mr. Ditto, in the Facebook chat there. Appreciate it, sir. Congrats on your good performance last weekend. I never had a doubt.
Me neither. I said from the get-go, if I showed up, or if I was able to show up for that event, I was a big John Ditto fan. He plays very, very good.
I saw him in here putting in a few hours with Jeremy Smith.
Right.
And I thought, yeah, you want to learn how to break 8-ball in the box, that's the man for the job. Jeremy just smashes the break. And he's a very smart player too, so.
Yeah, we had Steve Leger was the winner and John Ditto the runner-up.
That's right. It's all a little combo, a little time saver. He makes 2 balls at once. He doesn't have time for this anymore. He's in a rush to get to the 4th place match. I'm sure he took notice of Garvey winning that match and not Eric, and now he's a little more pumped up. He doesn't have to play Eric next.
Yeah.
And not because Garvey would be soft or anything like that. I'm not implying that. I'm just implying that it's not fun playing your friends.
And they have a kind of a 50-50 track record too. So.
Yeah. Only a handful of guys are beating Steven here and there, and Eric's one of them.
Yeah.
See a little shake of the head there. He's like, thank goodness this is over.
Yeah, indeed.
And we'll see if Cass concedes the 8. I think he might. Totally wrong. It's twice in a row I've been wrong about that. So this 8-ball to move Steven into the final 4.
And another just nail biter over there.
Absolute nail biter. So we're going to take just a little break here, probably 5 or 10 minutes before we get underway with the winner side final between Joe Spence and Stan Turangio. So make sure you guys don't go far.
Yeah. And that is going to be a beauty.
Oh, absolutely. If you haven't already, make sure you like and follow our Facebook, subscribe on our YouTube. That way you get notified when we go live. You're not going to want to miss this winner's side final, guaranteed to be some of the best 9-ball pool you watch all year. And I think we'll have Grant Zemp sitting in with Ryan for the next match, so I will catch you guys in a little while.
All right, we'll see you soon.